you are, whether you're someone who's been furloughed, whether you're a key worker whose pattern or place of work has been changed, whether you're a homeschooler who suddenly found that they have to literally school from their own home, or whether you're a retired person who's used to spending their time with their grandkids or volunteering, whether you're a member of the clergy who's used to comforting grieving relatives by offering a hand, or whether you're someone who just ever went to the shops ever. Lockdown has changed the way that we do the things that make us, us. And losing any amount of freedom in the way that you do the things that make you, you can impact on how you feel about yourself and about your place in the world. Because the way we participate in the world has changed. It can also very much feel like the world is carrying on without you. So how can we get some of us back? Luckily, as humans, we are innately doing creatures. When one way of doing something is suddenly close to us, we tend to try and find alternative ways of doing. It's how we adapt to our circumstances. And we've seen this in a tremendous community response to Corona. Whether it's the thousands of people signing up with the local voluntary organisations or the NHS, or the thousands of people applying to become farm workers, and everybody standing on their doorstep every Thursday evening to clap for carers. Meanwhile, some of us have managed to change up how we enact our identities in our own homes, because this is one of the key ways that we manage how we feel about the current situation. And remember, as I said in my last video, it's about the process, not the product. It's about the doing, not the getting done. Although what you get done can be helpful, it's not the main purpose. And also remember what I said in my first video. Now is not the time to feel bad because you haven't suddenly been able to learn Cantonese or learn how to play the violin. And now, mainly because I enjoy seeing everybody's faces every Sunday on the Top Church service, we're going to hear from other members of the Top Church congregation about the things that they have been doing whilst they've been in lockdown.
One of the things I'm doing to try and stay well during these lockdown times is to make better use of the shed in my garden and make some art. So here are some things I've done, just splashing colour around, not being too precious, but just enjoying making marks and using colour.
So during lockdown, I've been able to spend a bit more time on my mountain bike. I've been able to help the boys with their schoolwork and just be around for them a bit more. I've helped Black Country Food Bank with grant applications, and also I've made a sourdough starter, which you can just see there.
Hi, I'm Gwen. Recently, I've made a lot of fabric sculptures, which have taken my interest at the moment, all different types of things. And the last few things that I've been making are these fabric dolls. These two here are Red Nose Day dolls, which there was a pattern made for Red Nose Day a long time ago. And these are two of those figures. And at the moment now I'm doing this one, which is a fabric sculpture with felted body, arms, legs underneath. So I'm about 3/4 of the way through that one. So that's what I do in my downtime, and have been doing for a long time, and in this lockdown.
So one of the things that I've been using to cope during lockdown is arts and crafts. So for example, I've made a bee church and I do a lot of colouring. This is because it helps focus your mind on something other than all the stress and the thoughts going on in your head and all the anxiety. It helps focus it on something more positive.
Hello, my lessons in lockdown are count your blessings and play to your strengths. So I count my blessings every day to be healthy and safe, and I also count the blessing of time to use as I choose, and also I play to my strengths. So I really enjoy online Zumba. I've just completed a Zumbathon to raise money for the charity I work for, and also I really enjoy writing letters. So I set myself a target to write to everybody on my street to find out about my neighbours.
Hi, my name's Chris, and to help me with food preparation, so I haven't got to keep coming up with new ideas all the time, I've done a little 7-day menu. Monday's chicken Kiev, Tuesday's pasta sauce, Wednesday's spaghetti bolognese, and of course Friday's takeaway night to make it feel like the weekend.
You must be wondering what I'm doing sitting on the floor surrounded by piles of old clothing. This has been one of my answers to keeping active and useful during lockdown. I run a charity, Planting for Hope Uganda, and I normally spend most weeks fundraising to help a women's cooperative and a school. One of the ways of supporting them is with second-hand clothing. So far I've filled 8 suitcases and there are a few more to go. And volunteers bring those cases out when they come to help the charity in Uganda. In the last 5 weeks, I think I filled 293 bags. In fact, I know I filled 293 bags. And I've got stuff here for probably another 2 bags. I've got 3 sheds bulging like my muscles from throwing these bags up on top. Round the school we have lots of mottos, and one of those mottos says, "Those who help others help themselves." And it's true. Thank you.
So what do you do that makes you you? Isn't it great how we can pick up old skills or use our skills for new things or adapt how we do things even in times of crisis? Because these are activities that don't just give us something to do, they're things that we use to maintain our sense of self. My default activity for when everything is a bit up in the air is to decorate. It's something that I've done before, that I do reasonably well, that I've got the kit for, so I just needed to pick up a tin of paint when I was out getting cat food. It keeps me physically active, which is something that helps relieve stress. It gives me a sense of control over the situation, because if I'm going to be stuck in the house all the time, I may as well make it look a bit nicer. And it's something I can get the kids involved with, so it fits with my role as a mum. So if you're watching this, I hope that you found something to do in lockdown that helps you to keep in touch with yourself. And if you're struggling with this, then please do get in touch. And for most of us, life has definitely slowed down, but for some of us, life has been disrupted in the opposite direction and is now busier than ever. And for those people, finding balance may be less about finding ways to be active and more about finding space for downtime. And I want to reassure you that activities such as prayer and meditation, or even TV and sleep, are all valid and valuable ways of doing things that make you, you. Now, of course, we know about the impact of occupational disruption because it's something that affects people every day, even when there's not a pandemic. People who, for reasons of sudden illness or injury, or the illness or injury of a relative, or for a range of other social or economic factors, such as loss of employment or housing, or acts of violence or war breaking out, suddenly find, and without much warning, that they are no longer able to do the things that make them, them. And I wonder now that we've experienced occupational disruption on a communal level, what wider impact will this have on our identities, both as individuals and as a community? What meaning will you make of this period? Is it just a pause or a reset? Or is it a reversal? What effect will this event have on the narrative of your life, on your story, on our story? I hope you have enjoyed watching these videos, and I hope they have been of some use to you. God bless.